All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV, another week of picks and reviews from week 2. Let's start off with the review. And hey, man, more people got to start sharing the video and commenting that they want a live stream, and I will do a live stream. But unless these videos viewerships don't go up more, I'm just gonna keep doing videos. So, support the video, thumbs up. And if I get a lot of support, then I'll start doing live streams. So let's go over what happened in week 2. Check out our NFL playlist for more videos like this. And yeah, the Giants took out the Bears. Saquon Barkley out for the season, blown out ACL. The medical medicine has really evolved, so he should be okay going forward. But they almost did beat the Bears. They came back towards the end of the game, final drive. I just think Daniel Jones threw it to Golden Tate. He got a pass interference, and that was the game. So the Bears are 2-0. They beat two pedestrian teams, the Lions and the Giants. So I don't get a pat on the back. Arizona versus Washington. Washington football team went down to Arizona and got waxed. Kyler Murray went dumb. I mean, I think he had a touchdown through the air, some touchdowns on the ground. They couldn't handle it with that. So I think they pace probably slowed down that D-line. Murray had 286 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception, and he rushed for 2 TDs. So he on another level right now, and him and Hopkins seem to be clicking. He had 8 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. The Washington football team gonna be all right. I just don't think Haskins got enough weapons right now, but hopefully he continue to mature and they win. But the Washington football team loses 15-30 on the road to the Arizona Cardinals. The Baltimore Ravens took on the Saints in the afternoon. Boring game. Took on the Texans. Excuse me. Boring game. Wasn't much going. I mean, Lamar Jackson did his thing as usual, but Houston just sucked. They lost so much talent on the defensive side over the years and never replenished it, and they also lost talent offensively. And Lamar didn't do much, 204, 1 TD. He rushed 16 times, 54 yards. I don't like him rushing that many times. They got to cut that down, but the Ravens did what they had to do. Watson threw for 275, 1 TD, 1 interception. Other than that, I mean, it's not looking good right now for their receivers over there. And it's going to take some time for them to click because he got a lot of new receivers. Cooks is one of them. And then Steele was there last year, but I still think they're building. Also in the afternoon slate, you had the Chiefs defeating the Chargers. Now, I watched this whole game, and the Chargers is showing the league how to defeat the Kansas City Chiefs. They got 2 dogs on the end, Melvin Ingram, and they got Joey Bosa. And they didn't even have Darwin James. He got injured out for the season again, but they did a tremendous job defending the Kansas City Chiefs, and they held them down. They stopped the run for the most part, and they stopped the pass. And Justin Herbert, he learned he was starting just before the game because Tyrod Taylor, he had an injury, and then he threw last week, and he had a rib. He had to be going to the hospital. But Anthony Lynn said when he come back, he will be the starting quarterback, which I think is a mistake. Herbert went out there, looked good. He missed some throws out there, so accuracy can improve a little bit, but he made a lot of big throws. His athletic ability was on full display. And ultimately, the Kansas City Chiefs, they went down the field. You only can contain them for so long. So the Chargers should have put up more points. They didn't really get a lot of turnovers neither, but the defense did good enough to win. My issue was the Chargers not going for it on 4th down in overtime. And then they punted it back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs came down, and the kicker kicked it 3 times to win the game because one was an offsides, one was a 2 timeouts, or 1 timeout, and then he kicked to win the game. So I think the Chargers are going in the right direction. They should let Herbert continue to start instead of bringing Tyrod Taylor in. But that's just my opinion on it. Going on, the Patriots and Seahawks, they were the Sunday night game. That was a really good game. I missed some games. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Give me a minute. Yeah, I missed some games, and I covered the games that I missed. But, yeah, the Patriots and Seahawks Sunday night, I watched that whole game. Tremendous skills on display from Russell Wilson and Cam Newton. Russ threw, beautiful deep passes to like 4 different receivers. That was on the money. DK Metcalf was abusing Gilmore a little bit, and Cam did a great job. Him and Julian Edelman had great rapport, and N'Keal Harry caught a couple passes. But I think they got to get Cam that one explosive receiver, and they should look to get Odell Beckham because he's not happy in Cleveland because Baker can't give him the ball. But Cam looked good throwing the ball. He didn't run as much, and then basically that game came down to the last snap where Cam and them, I believe, could have won it, and they ran Cam power and they stopped it. So I think they should have act like Cam was gonna run the ball out of that formation and then threw the ball. But it was a bad play call at the end. They bailed out the Patriots. And also you had the Raiders and the Saints on Monday night. The Raiders look good. Drew Brees is done. I've been told y'all he don't have no arm. He didn't have no arm last year. And when your arm looking this week in week 1 and week 2, it's a wrap. The Raiders played a good game. Josh Jacobs was balling. Derek Carr threw some good balls. And then you had Drew Brees, who didn't have, Mike Thomas. And Mike Thomas had a high ankle sprain. But the Raiders played tremendous coverage across the board. I don't even think Emmanuel Sanders had a reception in that game. At one point, he didn't have a reception in that game. And, Drew Brees just don't have the arm that he used to have. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying it, but, he threw for 312, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Kamara had 13 carries, 9 yards, 2 TDs. And most of his receptions, 100 of his yards, 95 to be exact, was to Kamara on the short passes. So Emmanuel Sanders caught 1 ball for 18 yards. So like I said before, the Raiders is going in the right direction. Carr looked good, 282, 3 touchdowns. They got the win in the Alliance, or whatever stadium they call it. And they played a good game. I think Darren Waller is showing that he might be like the 3rd best tight end in the National Football League, behind, George Kittles and behind Travis Kelce. But then also you got Zach Ertz, who there as well too. So we got some other games that we missed that they ain't show. The Browns and Bengals on Thursday night. I did a review on that one, but Baker Mayfield garbage. They celebrating him because he beat the Bengals. If Joe Burrows had the Cleveland Browns, was on the Cleveland Browns, they would have won this game by at least 20. The Rams and the Eagles, the Rams just went there and punked them. Carson Wentz, offensive line depleted. City of Brotherly Love is turning on them. And Jared Goff went there. And Tyler Higbee, I think, had 3 touchdowns that day. And he growing into the tight end that they want him to be. He had 3 touchdowns on 5 receptions. So they ran the ball well. Darrell Henderson healthy this week. He had 12 carries on 81 yards. And basically, they saying that the Eagles defense don't disguise nothing. Then you had the crazy game with the Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. The Falcons had a huge lead. They blew it. Onside kick, blew it. And then Dak and Zeke came back and won the game. Dallas Cowboys don't seem to have no defense this year. They cut high Clinton Dix. People thought they was going to get Earl Thomas. That didn't happen. But at the same time, the Falcons didn't have a turnover. You know what I'm saying? And they still lost the game. And you just got to be looking at Dan Quinn a little funny. But, I really didn't watch a lot of that game. But you've seen the highlights going back and forth. I thought Atlanta was going to run away with it. But eventually Atlanta just known for blowing leads. And once again, they blew a lead, but it ain't the Super Bowl. Panthers and Bucks. Christian McCaffrey went out with an injury in that game. So he'd be out multiple weeks. But, no Chris Godwin, no problem. The Bucks played well. Leonard Fournette ran the ball well. He ran it for 103 yards on 12 carries, 2 TDs. So they starting to break him in as well. So he doing well. LaShawn McCoy got some love. I think he dropped the ball in the end zone, but wasn't too much. They was supposed to beat the Panthers, especially with McCaffrey going out. But Teddy Bridgewater over there throwing that thing. He threw for 33 completions, 42 attempts, 367. But he had 2 interceptions. And without McCaffrey, you wasn't expecting much from them anyway. Move on. Brady get his first win in the National Football League. We move on to the 49ers and the Jets. The 49ers got injuries up the ass. Nick Bosa out for the season. Jimmy Garoppolo might play this weekend. Morstead went out with a knee injury. So 49ers beat the Jets. It don't even matter. They could have put the D team out there, the second string. Broncos and Steelers. Drew Lock out for a few weeks. They signed Blake Bortles. Driscoll came in, did a good job, brought him back a bit, but Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers was too strong. He threw a nice touchdown to Claypool, rookie out of Notre Dame, down the sideline. And I think Ben Roethlisberger looking in good form early on. He got a good connection. He looking healthy. He threw two touchdowns. He only had 1 interception. James Conner bounced back this week after Benny Snell took over last week. And, Deontay Johnson out of Toledo had 92 yards on 8 catches, 1 TD. Chase Claypool had 3 catches, 88 yards on 1 TD. And Juju had 7 catches, 48 yards. So Juju's starting to get some help. Ben's starting to get some help. I think the Steelers are going to be scary long as Roethlisberger stay out of the injury report, they're gonna be scary. Jaguars and 49ers. I think Gardner Minshew is here to stay, and they got another running back that's nice. That's why they cut Fournette. His name is James Robinson. He carried for 16 yards, 102, 16 carries, 102 yards, 1 TD. Minshew threw 2 picks. The last pick was a deflection, but he threw for 339, and they had a good game. But Ryan Tannehill, he tossed 4 TDs in this game, and we already know the Jaguars lost a lot off defense, and Henry didn't do much this game, so Henry ain't off to a good start at all. So we see from that aspect, but the Titans won on a late field goal after, Minshew, but before Minshew ended the game with a pick. Packers and the Lions. Lions jumped up 14-3, and after the end of the second quarter, they imploded, and then Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones did their thing. So if you want to hear my full thoughts on that game, check out my other channel, Mercy Sports Talk. I'll talk about that over there right here on YouTube. Bills and Dolphins. They had a lightning delay in the middle of the after the first half, but the Dolphins was game, but Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen was the real deal in that game. I think they didn't take the Dolphins serious, and then they turned it on when they felt like it. And Josh Allen leading the league in passing yards, and Stephon Diggs had more receiving yards than the Vikings receiving corps had on Sunday. So I mean, they doing the damn thing. Allen threw for 417, 24 for 35, 4 TDs. Stephon Diggs had 8 catches, 153 yards from 1 TD. You gotta realize, you gotta understand, or you gotta think, when will the Tua cry start coming out? But I still think it's a bit early. I would sit Tua on the bench until further notice. Vikings and Colts. The Colts went in there and stumped on the Vikings. The Vikings looking bad. They paid Kirk Cousins all that money. He was 11 for 26, 113 yards, 3 INTs. Dalvin Cook didn't run good. 14 carries, 63 yards, 4.5 yards to carry, 1 touchdown. But it seemed like, they stopped going to him, probably got behind. And Phillip Rivers went there and threw a block party, 214, 19 for 25, 1 TD, 1 interception. But Jonathan Taylor rushed for 26 carries for 101 yards, 1 TD. They lost Paris Campbell, I think, for the season with a knee, indefinitely for a PCL injury. But it was Mo Ali Cox who had 5 receptions, 111 yards, and for the most part, they lost to a team they were supposed to beat. And the Colts, I think, is a little better than people expected. So I think we covered all the games this weekend. So let's go into make these picks real quick. I gotta start keeping track of my picks. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comment section tell me how I do. But I gotta keep track of my picks, man. But Dolphins and the Jaguars. Give me the Jags. That's tomorrow, Thursday Night Football. I trust Gardner Minshew. They in Duval County, North Florida, so it ain't a long trip for the Dolphins. But I like the Jaguars. I'm not sure what they favored by, but I like them by a touchdown in that game. I like them by 5. I say for 5. 49ers Giants. Giants coming to the East Coast again. That's an interesting game. If Garoppolo play, give me the 49ers. No Saquon. They signed Devontae Freeman though. But if Garoppolo and Morstead play, give me the 49ers by a touchdown still. Without Saquon, we'll see what Daniel Jones made of. The Washington football team traveled to Cleveland. All right, man, I'm gonna pick up upset here. Even with Cleveland at home this Sunday, give me the Washington football team. Okay, I'm gonna start keeping my picks. Hold on, let me open something up so I can keep my picks, man. Let me see if I can get a notepad or something. We're gonna keep track of these picks, man. We're going to keep track of these picks. So let me see. I can remember them. So we go with I'm taking Washington over Cleveland Sunday. I think the D-line of Cleveland is going to dominate Baker Mayfield. It's a bad matchup. And I think Haskins get another win for the football team. That's my upset of the week. Bengals going to the Eagles. Whew, give me the Eagles in a bum fest. I think the Eagles get on track. And I think Joe Burrows have a successful day unless the Eagles switch up their defense. Raiders and Patriots. Interesting game. Raiders going to Gillette Field. Give me Cam. I think Cam will do a good game. I think it's going to come down to a field goal. And I think Cam and Derek Carr are going to duel it out. But I like Cam pulling it out for the home team. Bears and Falcons. Give me Give me the Falcons. I don't know. Give me the Falcons in that one just because they at the crib. I think the Falcons is a little bit angry. I think they put up points to get their first win over the Bears Sunday. The Bears defense just ain't the same as it was last year and years before. But yeah, I don't trust Trubisky. I think the Atlanta Falcons come out there and make the adjustments to get their first win. The Rams and the Bills. That's a good game. The Rams coming to the East Coast. Give me the Bills in that game. I think they'll move the pocket for Josh Allen a lot more. But the Rams is hot. They looking like they got something to prove. But I like the Bills defense just a little bit more. And I think Josh Allen, with his new weapons on the outside, I think they get the job done. I like the Bills by a field goal there at home. One of the reasons I like them because they're at home. Texans and Steelers. It's a good game right here. Give me the Steelers. I'm gonna say Texas traveling to Steeler land, and whoever gave them this schedule is just wrong. They starting out 0-3. I think Ben do his thing, and I think the Steelers defense do his thing on Watson. I think they win by a touchdown plus. Then you got the Titans going to the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings starting off 0-3. I think Ryan Tannehill go there and expose that remake secondary. Danielle Hunter still out. Give me Ryan Tannehill. Give me Derrick Henry to have a huge day on the ground. Jonathan Taylor had a good day. This should be Derrick Henry's first good game. I like the Titans by more than a touchdown, even on the road. Panthers and Chargers, go Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers. It's a good game. No Christian McCaffrey. Give me Justin Herbert if he's starting. If it's Tyrod Taylor, I think it's a pick 'em game. Give me Herbert over them. Huge game. I think they win by at least a touchdown at home. No Christian McCaffrey. Teddy Bridgewater is not that guy. Herbert get his first win, or Tyrod get his first or second win. Excuse me. It'll be Tyrod's second win. I think Herbert get his first win. The Jets taking on the Colts. Give me Phillip Rivers and the Colts. Give me all that Jonathan Allen you got. I think they have a huge game with or without Paris Campbell. So I think the Colts win by a touchdown plus at home over the shitty Jets and bust Sam Darnold. I told y'all he was a bum. You got the Cowboys Sunday afternoon. Got to be a premium game. That's an afternoon game, Colts and Jets too. Premium game. Cowboys going to Seattle. No defense. I trust Russell Wilson, over Dak Prescott. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think it's a game you probably gonna want to stack in fantasy if you're playing DFS. I like Russell Wilson and them by a touchdown in that game at home, with or without fans. Arizona and the Lions. We traveling to Arizona. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm picking the Cardinals. I say my synopsis. Check my other channel out, Motor City Sports Talk. I'll be dropping that real soon. And there will be fans in attendance. Family and friends will be allowed at the game for Arizona Cardinal players. So there will be somewhat of a capacity crowd there. The Buccaneers and the Broncos. These are all afternoon games. No Drew Lock. Give me Tom Brady on the road, going to Denver, going back to the AFC to get the win over the Broncos. But no Von Miller. Yeah, I think they win by a touchdown plus 2. Packers and Saints. Probably maybe some Michael Thomas. No Michael Thomas. Don't matter. Give me the Packers winning that game with or without Michael Thomas. I think Aaron Rodgers go there and ball out. They got a good defense, and all that. But Aaron Rodgers' arm is gone. So especially without Aaron Rodgers and without Michael Thomas, they deer meat. Last game of the week, Chiefs and the Ravens. I love this game. Monday Night Football. They put on Butter City on. Chiefs travel to Baltimore. Probably no fans in the stands. Give me Patrick Mahomes, boy, by 5. I think he beats the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. And then Ravens should tend to beat them in the regular season. But I think Mahomes, boy, get the job done. I just don't think they got the pass rushers that the Chargers got to emulate what the Chargers did last week. So, yeah, that's what I'm rolling with this week, man. And we had a lot of injuries this week. I want to end on that. We had Nick Bosa go down, Raheem Mostert go down, Saquon Barkley go down for the season. We had, who else we had go down for the season? Paris Campbell. There was a ton of injuries going down this week. Hopefully all those brothers get better. But let me know what you guys think about the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? $ Cash App, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support, man. Share the videos. And if I get a better response this week on the video, we'll do a live next week. One time for the one time we go.